Tyler was trying to coach me down because he said that she was way out of my league. He's still right, by the way.
I'm there thinking it's a business interview.
Started that way.
Right.
But here's the part nobody seems to be putting together. Start with one simple question. When a powerful man suddenly passes away and only a short time later his widow seems completely transformed, what does that really mean? Is it grief or something closer to relief?
Standing in the ticket line, and I remember looking behind me, and in the snake of the ticket line was a guy who looked very familiar. I had no idea who he was.
Politics isn't clean, and neither are the people running it. Subscribe to Policy Heat channel for the scandals, leaks, and political stories everyone else is afraid to say out loud.
I'm there thinking it's a business interview.
Started that way.
Right. So we sit down and you grill me for what, 3 hours?
Right now, people reportedly close to Charlie Kirk's family, including individuals allegedly connected to his sister Mary, are speaking out with claims that sound far from a normal romance story. According to them, this wasn't some fairy tale relationship. They described something that felt calculated, almost like a setup built piece by piece behind closed doors. And the deeper people dig into Erika Kirk's past, the more attention these claims are getting online. So let's rewind all the way back before the marriage, before the headlines, before Charlie Kirk even met her. Who was Erika before becoming Mrs. Kirk? On the surface, her background looks polished and impressive. She reportedly earned multiple degrees, including one from Arizona State University and another from Liberty University, with claims that she's also working toward a doctorate right now. But critics online say there may be much more behind that image than people first realized. She reportedly held a real estate license through the Corcoran Group, launched a clothing brand, walked in runway events, and built charity connections that allegedly took her around the world. On top of that, she was reportedly linked to Next Model, one of the biggest agencies in the fashion industry. But the detail catching the most attention right now is something far more unexpected. Appearances connected to documentaries discussing CIA topics, power grids, and EMP threats. Read that again for a second. CIA-related documentaries, power grids, EMP discussions. That's not the kind of background people expect from someone known for modeling and public appearances. Before she became Erika Kirk, Erika France reportedly moved through a very unusual mix of beauty, business, politics, and influence. And critics online have pointed out that powerful social circles like these have historically raised questions and speculation for years. Then came November 23, 2011, when Erika won the title of Miss Arizona. That victory reportedly led her to compete in the 2012 Miss USA pageant. According to various reports and online discussions, it was through the pageant scene, including events allegedly connected to Donald Trump at the time, that Erika's name first started appearing in influential circles. The same kind of circles where high-profile political figures like Charlie Kirk would later be present. But this is where the story starts getting very specific. Erika's mother, Lori France, reportedly wasn't viewed by critics as just another supportive pageant parent. According to reports and public records discussed online, Lori allegedly had connections to military contractors, including companies like Raytheon, while also being tied to several LLCs across different industries. Because of that, some people now believe Lori wasn't simply helping her daughter build a career. They claim she was building a powerful network, with Erika becoming the polished face of it all. Think about that for a minute. A mother reportedly connected to military contracting circles, a daughter winning beauty pageants, walking runways, appearing in documentaries tied to government-related topics, traveling internationally through charity events, and running businesses before turning 30. That's the kind of background that gets attention fast. To some online critics, it looked less like a random lifestyle and more like a carefully built resume designed to open influential doors. And this is where Charlie Kirk reportedly becomes a major part of the conversation. Not because of what he knew, but because of the values he publicly talked about for years. Charlie often promoted a traditional image of relationships and family life, encouraging women to marry young, start families early, and focus more on home life than chasing elite academic careers. Charlie Kirk spent years publicly describing what he believed the ideal woman should be like. He talked about the importance of the kitchen, the home, the husband, and traditional family roles on stages, podcasts, and across social media in front of millions of loyal supporters. Those ideas became a major part of his public image. But then people started pointing at one major contradiction: his marriage to Erika. because Erika reportedly represented something very different from the lifestyle Charlie often promoted online. She had multiple degrees, built businesses, pursued a public career, and reportedly became a mother after turning 30. And now, following Charlie's passing, she has stepped into a major leadership position at Turning Point USA. That contrast has sparked non-stop debate across social media and political circles alike. Now, critics and supporters seem split into two very different interpretations. One side argues Charlie may have publicly promoted one type of lifestyle while privately being drawn to ambitious, highly successful women. That's the more generous explanation people are offering online. But others are pushing a far more dramatic theory. They claim Charlie may have been heavily influenced or emotionally guided in ways he didn't fully recognize until much later. And according to people allegedly connected to his sister Mary, those suspicions are reportedly becoming a bigger topic behind the scenes. Now let's talk about Tyler Bohr, because according to reports, his role in this story may have been much bigger than people first realized. Before Charlie Kirk ever sat down with Erika in what she later described as a business interview, Tyler Bohr was reportedly already speaking very highly of her behind the scenes. Sources claim he wasn't just some casual mutual connection who happened to know both of them. People online allege Tyler spent months praising Erika to Charlie, describing her as accomplished, impressive, and exceptional in every way. But here's the detail getting the most attention right now. According to claims circulating online, Tyler allegedly told Charlie that Erika was way out of his league. That phrase changed everything in the eyes of some critics, because they argue Tyler didn't simply introduce two people. They believe he may have carefully framed the situation in a way designed to spark Charlie's interest immediately. It's one of the oldest psychological tricks people talk about. Tell someone they can't have something, and suddenly they want it even more. And according to these reports, Charlie, a man known for speaking about discipline, logic, and emotional control, may have ended up walking directly into that pressure without realizing it. But according to some reports, Tyler Bohr may not have even been the real beginning of this story. Online discussions and claims from various sources suggest that long before Tyler became involved, Erika and her mother Lori had allegedly already been trying to get close to Charlie Kirk through more natural social and professional circles, but without success. Think about what critics are implying here. They argue this wasn't some random encounter between two people moving in the same world by accident. According to multiple claims online, Erika had reportedly been attempting to connect with Charlie specifically for years before they officially met. That detail alone has fueled major speculation across social media. Then comes the airport story, the moment people keep revisiting over and over. Erika reportedly said she didn't know who Charlie was when they crossed paths. But critics online point to the timeline and question that version of events. They claim Erika had allegedly already been trying to meet him long before that trip ever happened. And standing beside her at the time was reportedly her mother Lori, a woman online discussions frequently describe as highly connected and deeply experienced in networking circles. According to the story being shared, Lori allegedly encouraged Erika by saying, "Go and say hi." Now here's the part people find hard to ignore. Out of all places, during a crowded airport trip connected to Israel, Erika reportedly ended up standing directly behind Charlie Kirk himself. And later, she described the moment by saying, "Nothing is by coincidence." That wording has become a huge talking point online, because critics noticed she didn't call it luck, and she didn't call it fate either. She didn't call it God's plan. Instead, she reportedly said, "Nothing is by coincidence." And that exact phrase has become a huge point of discussion online. Some people allegedly close to Charlie Kirk's sister Mary reportedly viewed those words very differently, questioning whether there was a deeper meaning behind them. Now let's get to the meeting itself, the conversation Erika later described as a business interview. According to her own version of events, she believed she was sitting down with Charlie to discuss work opportunities, but instead of talking business, Charlie reportedly spent hours questioning her about philosophy, politics, religion, culture, economics, basically every topic he was famous for debating publicly on his podcast and social media. 3 full hours. People familiar with Charlie's public style know he was known for fast-paced ideological discussions and challenging conversations. Yet according to Erika's account, by the end of that meeting, he didn't offer her a professional role at all. Instead, he reportedly told her he wanted to date her. To some people, that story sounds spontaneous and romantic, a powerful political figure becoming deeply impressed by someone intelligent and confident. But critics online have interpreted the moment very differently. They argue it sounded less like a random spark and more like someone perfectly prepared for the conversation ahead of time. Their theory is that Erika may have already understood Charlie's worldview in extreme detail. After all, she reportedly had degrees connected to political and philosophical subjects, had followed Charlie's public career and podcast content for years, and was already familiar with many of the arguments and ideas he regularly discussed online. On top of that, critics point to her mother Lori's reported networking connections inside conservative political and military-adjacent circles as another reason some people believe this relationship may not have been as accidental as it appeared. Critics online argue Erika didn't just walk into that meeting casually. They believe she arrived fully prepared, and Charlie Kirk, a man who publicly built his image around debating people and spotting weak arguments, reportedly left that 3-hour conversation completely fascinated, without ever questioning how perfectly everything seemed to line up. Now, this is where the story reportedly becomes far more serious, according to sources allegedly connected to Mary Kirk. These individuals claim the relationship between Charlie and Erika did not develop in the natural way most people assumed. Instead, they allege that behind the scenes, away from podcasts, speeches, and public appearances, there was ongoing pressure surrounding the relationship and where it was headed. According to these claims, several moments that looked random or romantic may have actually been carefully timed and strategically beneficial. Critics point to the airport meeting, the reported praise coming through Tyler Bohr, and the idea that Erika was presented as almost unattainable or out of Charlie's league. They also point back to the famous 3-hour conversation, which some online describe as the moment Charlie allegedly became convinced he had found the perfect intellectual match. Then came the issue of timing. Erika was reportedly about 5 years older than Charlie, and according to these sources, that age difference became part of the conversation as the relationship got more serious. Critics online claim concerns about long-term plans, marriage, and starting a family may have added pressure during that period, though none of these allegations have been independently confirmed. According to sources and online discussions, one phrase allegedly became a major factor in pushing Charlie toward commitment: "I'm not getting any younger." And critics immediately noticed the irony in that situation. Charlie Kirk had spent years publicly talking about age, relationships, and the pressure surrounding marriage and family timelines. He built a large audience partly around traditional views on dating and long-term commitment. So when rumors started spreading that similar arguments may have been used privately during his own relationship, social media exploded with reactions. Some critics claimed his own messaging may have ended up being turned back on him. And according to those same reports, the pressure allegedly worked. Then came the wedding footage, the moment this story reportedly became even more public. Never before seen clips from Charlie and Erika Kirk's private wedding were allegedly released by Charlie's sister Mary, and once those videos started circulating online, viewers began analyzing every detail intensely. The reaction was immediate. Social commentators, online creators, and everyday viewers all started sharing similar observations about Charlie's body language and facial expressions during parts of the ceremony. Many people claimed he appeared distant, nervous, or emotionally disconnected. Now, supporters argue that reading too much into wedding footage can easily become unfair speculation. But critics online insist the amount of attention and discussion surrounding those clips is exactly why the footage became such a major talking point. Frame by frame, viewers online started dissecting the wedding footage in extreme detail. Many people claim Charlie appeared nervous, uncertain, and emotionally tense, not like someone stepping into the happiest moment of his life, but like someone carrying serious pressure behind the scenes. Of course, supporters pushed back on those interpretations immediately. Some argued it could have simply been normal wedding nerves. Others pointed out that reading emotions through short video clips can easily lead to exaggerated conclusions. But critics online kept focusing on the contrast between Charlie's public image and what they believed they were seeing during the ceremony. Some discussions even centered around Erika's appearance at the wedding. Critics claimed the heavy makeup, glamorous styling, and overall bridal presentation reportedly looked very different from the more traditional, conservative image Charlie often described publicly when talking about relationships and marriage. That difference sparked even more speculation online about whether the relationship truly matched the values he had spent years promoting. Then the theories became even darker. According to sources allegedly close to Mary Kirk, some people believe Charlie may have realized by the wedding day that events had unfolded in ways he no longer fully controlled. Critics online claim he may have felt trapped by expectations, pressure, and the momentum of the relationship itself. Those are serious allegations, and none of them have been independently verified. And then came the phrase people continue repeating online: nothing is by coincidence. Critics keep returning to those words because shortly after Charlie's death, many viewers noticed what they described as a dramatic shift in Erika's public image. According to reports and online reactions, Erika reportedly began appearing very differently in public in the days and weeks afterward, surprising even some people who claimed they had known her personally for years. Heavy makeup, flashy jewelry, bold outfits that grabbed attention instantly, those were some of the details people online focused on after Charlie Kirk's death. Even something as small as a Super Bowl ring reportedly became a major discussion topic across social media. And to be fair, grief looks different for every person. It would be unfair to judge someone's mourning entirely based on clothing, appearance, or public style choices. But critics argue the conversation became bigger than fashion alone. According to online reactions, people weren't just noticing a change in appearance. They believed they were witnessing a complete public transformation. Because at the same time, Erika's image reportedly became more visible and commanding, she was also stepping into a powerful leadership role connected to Charlie's legacy. Erika became CEO of Turning Point USA shortly after Charlie's passing, and that timing immediately fueled speculation online. Critics pointed out that for years, she had largely appeared in the background publicly, presenting herself as supportive while Charlie remained the clear public face of the organization. So when that image shifted quickly and dramatically, people began asking questions that spread across political circles and social media fast. Some supporters argue this transition was simply the natural result of someone stepping up during a difficult moment. Others believe the speed and scale of the change looked unusually sudden. And then comes the theory people online keep hinting at without fully saying outright. Critics continue connecting different parts of Erika's background together. The reported appearances in CIA-related documentary content, the claims about earlier attempts to meet Charlie through social and political circles, and the eventual introduction that reportedly succeeded after years of effort. Those details have fueled non-stop speculation, even though no evidence has publicly confirmed the more extreme claims being shared online. The picture critics online are trying to paint has become impossible for many people to ignore. One commentator summed it up by saying, "Not coincidence. She was sent to be his handler." Another person pushed the theory even further, claiming Erika's reported connections to Donald Trump-linked pageant circles may have placed her near Charlie intentionally, tied to influence, access, and broader political networks people online constantly speculate about. But it's important to be clear here. These are online theories and allegations, not verified facts. No public evidence has confirmed the more extreme claims circulating across social media. Still, critics continue pointing to the same details repeatedly. A mother reportedly connected to military contractor circles, years spent networking in elite environments, pageant connections, business experience, and access to influential social spaces. According to these online discussions, the environments surrounding politics, media, and elite networking all reward similar skills. Reading people quickly, understanding the room, adapting to different audiences, and presenting exactly the right image at exactly the right moment. Critics argue those abilities may explain why Erika became such a controversial figure after Charlie's death. And then there's the phrase Erika reportedly used herself, a fairy tale. But online commentators have taken that phrase in a darker direction. They argue fairy tales aren't always stories about perfect endings. Sometimes they involve hidden motives, uncomfortable truths, and situations that look completely different once the full story is examined. According to critics online, if even part of the allegations surrounding the relationship are true, the pressure claims, the strategic introductions, the rumors of manipulation, and the intense speculation around how the relationship developed, then the public version of this story may look very different from what supporters believed for years. At the same time, none of these accusations have been proven, and much of the conversation remains based on speculation from unnamed sources and online commentary. Even so, the debate surrounding Charlie and Erika Kirk continues growing louder across social media and political circles, with new theories and reactions appearing almost daily.